Parsha 101, now Haftorah 101. In general, the Haftorah, which is read after the main Torah portion, comes from the book of prophets. There's different reasons for why they started reading the Haftorah, but the general idea is that it's a way to also hear from the book of prophets, and it's not just about the five. Torah is not only the 5 books of Moses. There's many more books, and there's much more to Torah. So this week's Torah portion, it's Vayishlach, which is all about Yaakov. The main feature of it is Yaakov coming home, and he's going to be confronted by Esav. That's where the Parsha starts off with. Esav's got 400 men with him, and he wants to take down Yaakov from having stolen the blessings and everything that goes on, and that they're going to make peace between themselves. And so the connection to this week's Haftarah is that this week's Haftarah is from Ovadiah in English, and it's the whole Ovadiah, which is just one chapter. It's one prophecy that we have recorded from Ovadiah. And the reason why it's Ovadiah specifically is because he was a descendant of Esav. Esav, as a nation, is called Edom, which we learned he's called Edom because Edom is red because he sold everything for a bowl of red lentils. One reason he came out all red, all that stuff. So he is a descendant, so it's fitting. He's a convert from Esav, from Edom, and he is going to prophesy. His prophecy is going to be about the fall of the nation of Edom. So there's a saying of the sages that from the forest itself comes the handle for the axe, so which fells with the trees of the forest. So a descendant of Edom is going to give prophecy now about the fall of Edom. And the reason why him specifically, he merited this because he lived during the time of Achav and Izebel, who's Jezebel. So during the times when the kingdom had split, it says during First Temple times, and he merited prophecy because Izebel was going on a witch hunt to take out all the prophets. And he saved 100 prophets, and he fed them and he clothed them. He went to bankruptcy, basically trying to take care of them and to save them. And he merited prophecy because of this great sacrifice that he had. We also have this other idea that his grandfather, great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, Esav, lived in the house of Yitzchak and Rivka, and yet he was not affected by it in a spiritual sense. He did not turn out as well as he should have. Versus Ovadiah, he was in the palace he was administrator of Achav and Izebel, and he was not influenced by their evil ways. So for all these different reasons, that's why the Haftarah was taken from here. And the general gist of the Haftarah is just speaking about how Edom rises up. They think they're a mighty nation. It says, even if you soar up to be up high like an eagle, God will bring you down from there. Basically, there's going to be retribution for what you've done. You think you're invincible, but you're not. It's just a lot of verses about a day of reckoning is going to come. Why do you deserve this? Part of the reason is because there was going to be a time, right, of course, when the first temple was going to be ransacked, and the Babylonians were going to destroy it, and they were going to go into exile. And he said, you didn't stand by your brother, as in Yaakov, the Jewish people. You didn't stand by them. If anything, you participated in all that occurred, and you were joyous about this, etc. All these reasons for why your kingdom will be taken down, for why your nation will be taken down, and for all the troubles, etc. that you've caused. These are different verses. One of the verses that they have in here is that it says, the house of Jacob will be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esav will be stubble. And they'll set them ablaze and consume them, and there'll be no survivor of the house of Esav, for so has God declared. And this verse actually is, if you go into last week's Torah portion, when Joseph was born, when Yosef was born, that is when Yaakov was finally like, all right, we got to pack it up, we got to go. Of course, there's a lot of other stuff going on, but that's the commentators pointed that said, what's the main reason is this verse here, that the house of Yaakov is a fire and the house of Yosef a flame. That now that he had the spiritual power of the house of Yosef, once Yosef is born, now he could go to confront Esav, because this is the spiritual power. This is the power he's going to need to be able to stand up against and confront his brother Esav. And then, so the whole Haftarah now is this prophecy about how they're going to be brought down, etc. And we'll finally say that basically their land's going to be apportioned and different, etc. And finally on that day, when this nation has been brought down, also from the nation of Edom is Amalek, who are the sworn enemies of the Jewish people. You should totally wipe them out and let no remnant of them ever exist. So once they have been totally brought down, etc., that will be a time when God's sovereignty will be absolute upon the world. And that is the Haftorah for this week.